Yeah, I was on mute. Lord Jesus. I had to let the people know that I am on live real quick. So I'm going to do that while everybody gets a chance because I did alert everybody that I was going live today. So when you come in, make sure you say, hey, girl, hey. Or you just say, hey. You can just say, hey, that's fine. That's fine. And I got to make sure that I record this because yesterday I didn't. And luckily, I did it in YouTube, so YouTube saved it, and I could still give it to my membership. But if I wasn't giving it to the membership, Lord have mercy. I don't know. Okay, I am live. Hey, y'all. Hey. When y'all come in, say hello, give me some hearts. Hit that screen. Y'all see the hearts at the bottom. Y'all see the hearts at the bottom. I see them. You see them. We all see them. So I'm just letting my people know that I'm live real quick. And then we will jump into memorial designs. I'm not going to stay on here. I'm trying to keep it quick, y'all. So, I'm trying to be quick because I got a lot going on right now. I got a parent teacher conference. I got to get dinner together. So I already started prepping dinner, honey. We doing all the things. All right. When y'all come in, say hello, speak. Don't be rude. And as soon as I pin this, we are going live. Memorial Favor demo. Okay, and then we're gonna paste the link to come on in. Boom! My Mariotto! Hey! Hey, hey. So I see you coming. I see you coming. Okay. So we got a few people in the room, and so I'm gonna go ahead and get started because, like I said, my time is limited. All right, and I can see y'all comments. So let me go ahead and share my screen. Yesterday I did this at the beginning, so I'm gonna do the same today. So hey y'all, hey, my name is Tracy. I am CEO of Creative Vault HQ and the Mocha Creative, which is my customs business. Creative Vault HQ is my service-based business where I link up with other businesses. So I provide business services, website services, tutorials, designs, and now I have a membership. I hate saying the word mentorship, but a membership. So what we do inside of there is I talk about not only designing and creating evergreen products. So evergreen meaning it happens all year round. I'm talking about birthday parties. Every day there's a birthday, right? Every day someone loses someone, unfortunately, but it is what it is. And they are in need of things. So that's why we're doing Memorial today. Baby showers every day. There's a few, four, five, six babies born. Who knows how many, but every day. And so we're starting with evergreen items, we're starting with the basics, but then we're going to build upon that. So, I have a membership called Creative Vault Elite. They're going to be learning those things in detail, in great detail, because I'm very detailed. Okay. And so we're going to be designing in Canva and Photoshop. And the reason why I'm teaching both is because I don't know if y'all knew, but was a Monday or Sunday, one of them days, Canva shut down. Now, even though they're a paid service, just like Shopify and all that other stuff. So if you have a problem with a paid service, they have a customer service you can complain to. Social media, you can't do that. But I'm sure that's what got their ball rolling in that, and that they knew to address that and quick because a lot of people are in Canva. But it's always good to have a backup because what if I was doing a customer order? What if I was doing a customer order, huh? And I had to get that done quick, fast, and in a hurry. I was literally about to print out that design And Canva was like, no, you ain't. So I went ahead and I pivoted. That's why you need to learn at least two programs. I was able to pivot, recreate that design, and print it out. Okay. So we're going to be learning designing in Canva and in Photoshop. I'm also going to be teaching them about business structure, business credits, building business credit, not just building business credit, but building business credit so that it doesn't affect your personal credit. Okay, I was able to get up to 5 figures in business credit, not touching my personal credit. My personal credit is actually locked down. Okay, so that's even more of a flex because a lot of people are misinformed. So I'll just leave it there. So we're going to be doing that AI and all aspects of AI, how AI can help you to with social media captions. AI can help you create designs, right? The the subject or the student that I used in yesterday's graduation design was all AI. The young lady that I'm using today, she's all AI. It's not a real person. I'm not going to put on Front Street real people. I'm not going to put on Front Street my baby. So when you're doing your designs and your advertising, unless you have the customer's explicit permission to post their child. A lot of people don't like their child on the internet unless they post them, right? So have like a little backup that you can utilize in case you want to just showcase to your customers what it is that you do, right? We're also going to be learning automations, email automations. I taught my students, there's already students in the vault, taught my students last week, it was last week, how to create their first email automation, which means when their customer comes to their websites, they get a welcome email. Who am I? If you come to my website, you buy one of my designs, you're going to get an automatic email that says, hey, welcome to Creative Vault. I am, and so on and so forth. And my students will also get help, more personal help with website assistance, okay, and so much more. That's just the tip of the iceberg. So right now we have a party favor challenge that's starting on Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 7 p.m. You give me 3 days. We're gonna learn how to do and assemble. So design and assemble chip bag, fruit snack, Hershey bar, Capri Sun, water bottle, and a gift box to put it all in. And that is a one-time fee of $27. Okay. Or you can go right to for the gusto, right? You go right for the gusto and get in on a membership. This membership is currently priced at $47 a month. It should be $99 very easily. I was teaching AI on another platform, and my students have already transferred over to Creative Vault Elite. They already know because I bring value, right? They already know, and I have receipts. I can't make this up. They said my AI I was undercharging. So I'm definitely undercharging here. But as the vault grows, the vault is continually to grow. As it evolves, the price may just go up to that $99 because what? Yesterday's price ain't today's price. The first 25 people that want to get in on the vault, you can get in at the $27 a month. That is a steal, and I would not sleep on that because I'm praying about that each and every day. Each and every day, I'm praying about that $27 because the value is worth way more than that. But I understand I'm also building up by myself all these classes. So as the vault grows, the price is going to go up. I promise you. So now is the time. Once those spots are taken, it's going immediately to 47. All right. Once some spots is taken, they're taken. I'm being very gracious. I am. Okay. So we are going to go ahead and get into the design. Okay. So I'm going to hop into my Canva. So just to recap, yesterday we did this grad design. Again, my grad is AI only, and I will teach that inside the vaults, okay? But I did all of these poses in AI. But again, because I'm not gonna post nobody baby up here unless they give me their explicit permission, okay? So that's what we did yesterday. Today is all about memorial. So we're starting with a blank slate. I am starting from scratch. Let me turn my phone off so I don't. Okay. Oh, give me 1 second, y'all. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I got one other issue going on here. So we're starting with a blank slate. I again have my person made in AI, and we're starting with a blank slate. We're gonna do chip bag, Capri Sun, and water bottle. I just gotta do one thing here, y'all. On my other computer. Cue the Jeopardy music. Give me, hold on 1 second, y'all. So sorry for the interruption. Okay, we're all set. All right, here I come, y'all. Here I come. So today I'm gonna use a lady, total fictional lady. We're gonna do a purple theme. Okay, here we go. So I might end up doing two designs. I'm not sure. So in the beginning, like I said before, you want to go ahead and set your rulers. So my rulers are still here. If you forgot or you weren't here before, then the rulers can be found under File, Settings, and then Show Rulers and Guides. And the ruler's up here, and it's on your left side. So I just got to, I lined up the rulers horizontally and vertically to make sure that I don't go beyond that point. Okay, those are just guides. You don't even have to have this template once you have the guides. So I could delete this template and still know where all of my stuff is. You see that? Okay, but I'm just gonna put it back. And so I have my elements for this young woman. Again, totally fictional. And so the first thing I'm going to do, I told y'all how to create your QR code. So I'm going to do that again. I don't like this green. Actually, let me see if it'll let me just change the color. Because sometimes it'll do that. Yep, it is. So all I did was double click on the one I created yesterday. And it brings up my QR code. And if you click on this caret and click on foreground color, you can change it. I think I'm going to change it to purple. No, we're going to do a purple background. So I'm going to keep it black, which is always 6 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Update code. There we go. It is updated. So we're going to put that there. You should always have some way for your potential clients to get in touch with you. So when these party favors are out there, they're shaking and they're moving, and someone's like, who made that? Then you could, that person will be like, their information is on the back. They can scan the QR code. That's why we put it there. Just like when you buy a bag of potato chips, it has Lay's on there. It's probably got a QR code on there too. Let you know how to go to their website. Same thing. You created this. You're the designer. So, um, that is why we put that there. Okay. let's go ahead and I'm watching for comments as well, just in case. So I do have elements here. I was thinking about doing this. Now I have two memorial backgrounds I can use. It's this one and it's this one. This one has a lot of doves on it. I want to be able to place the doves where I want them to be. If you are inside the vault, you will have access to some memorial backgrounds that you can use on your design. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this a center design. The first thing I'm going to do though is I'm going to make the back. So see where it says back on each flap? I want to make that back a gradient color, and then the center design is going to be the stairway to heaven, okay? So I'm going to go to elements, shapes, grab the square. We're grabbing the square because I got to lean in. Let's see here. We're grabbing the square because we want to make sure that we can choose the background color and where we want to put it. I'm going to do something different for the top and bottom borders. So let's go ahead and grab this square, pull it out, pull it down. And that's where the template can kind of help too. The rulers do as well, but you can see you don't want to go past that bottom, that top and bottom ruler. Now it's all purple, right? We could click on this color picker. You got to click on this one, the little plus sign with the circle. Click on that, and you'll have the option to click on gradients. So now we kind of got a little vibe, but we could change the color. These are actually blue. We want to go a little purplish. Not too purple. I don't want to make it a dark, real dark purple. I guess it's your personal preference. It's, whatever your customer wants in the end, right? I'm going to move this down, back down again. Because I want to grab kind of the shades of purple that's on that background there. I want them kind of lighter. So click on the color picker, click it again, and make sure you're on gradient. Now we're going to make the gradient by clicking these dots. The vibe I'm going for is almost a metallic look. So you're going to do your darker colors on the outside, and then as you go in, you'll see what I'm saying in a minute. As you go in, it's going to go lighter and maybe to a white. I might not go all the way white, but you'll see what I'm talking about. So let's click on this outer button here and go to purple. We're going to click purple. See if I want it a little bit dark. That's blue. Hold on. We want to do a little bit darker. And I'm going to grab this hex code, copy and paste. I'm going to click on this dot and also make it the same color. Okay, so now we're the same color, but we're going to add to that, and it's going to create a gradient that's almost also going to look like it's got almost like a metallic look. I love that look. So click on the dots, click it again, and we can move these dots. So we're going to make these a little bit lighter. And I'm going to grab that hex code so I can make sure that I do another dot that same color. Put the hex code, copy and paste. Now what you could do is actually move these dots on the inside, right? That way the colors is starting to form that gradient, right? I might end up going just a little bit. I don't want to get too light just yet. So you can still change it. I'm going to grab the hex code and make sure that the other dot has the same one. Now we're going to click on the circle and go a little bit lighter. Grab that hex code, click on the dot again. When you click on the dot, it creates another option for you to pick a color here. We're going to move these lighter ones on the inside. right in the middle. It's not moving. Hold on. Move it on the inside. Move it on the inside. Oops. So as you can see on the color wheel, you can see that the colors are starting to get lighter, which is almost caught, it's creating that gradient. So we're gonna do a little bit, we're gonna do about 4 more dots. So click on it, go a little bit lighter. Grab that hex code, click on that other dot, paste that hex code, bring it on in. So we got 1, 2, 3. We're 3 in, right? Bring it on in, 1, 2, 3. And then this is going to be our final one. Click that dot 2 more times, and we're going to go lighter again. Okay, grab that hex code. And then click on that button. And then pull it back in the middle. So we got a lot of color wheels here. So I think, how many did we do, y'all? How many did we do? Bring it on in, bring it on in. Let's see where we're at. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I got to bring them in a little bit more. Now they're just doing what they want to do. Let me see. There's 3. Okay, I think I got it. And so that is our gradient. As you can see, it's got that highlight in the middle, which is going to be good for when we place our subject, our person. With the style of this gradient, you can choose if you want a horizontal, a diagonal, which I do love the diagonal, circle, or this. It's almost like a little swish. I'm going to go with the diagonal look. Yeah, diagonal. Okay, so that's our background. And we're going to push this to the back. So position backwards so that our QR code and our logo are at the bottom. I didn't grab a nutritional value thing we're not going to do that. Okay. We might do something else instead of the nutritional value for Memorial. I don't know. It seems kind of weird. Okay. Personal preference. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this background. And we're going to put it here. Now you see, as I stretch it out so that it takes up the middle, it kind of, like if I bring it in using this anchor, it's going to cut off some of my image. A way to combat that is by using what Canva has called is frames, right? So click on elements and then find your frame. When you use a frame, it's going to kind of put that image in there evenly. Okay. So let me find my background. I gotta go to uploads. And it's this one. And we're gonna put that in there, and it's gonna just sink right into that frame. Once you do that, now we're gonna start layering on top of this frame. If you start to put the young lady in here, it is going to suck it into the frame too. I don't know what other better word to use than that. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to lock this frame, okay? So go ahead and click on that frame and lock it so that it doesn't go anywhere. Now we can start layering our person inside of here, okay? So I got a bunch of pictures for her. We can use some personal. I have, I'm trying to explain something. Hold on. So we're going to put this one on the side. And I'm going to put this one here and this one on the side. Try to think of it as like I created some pictures that's going to have a background, because when you start working with your customers, they're going to submit. They're not going to be photo shoot pictures, right? They're going to be real life, caught in the moment type pictures. And so I have a picture here, her hugging her children, has a background. We're going to remove that. I also have her as a usher in her church. And so she's wearing an usher outfit. There's a background. We're not keeping that. Okay. Not unless the family explicitly says they want to keep that. But we're gonna remove the background. So I do have some glam shots. And that could be. They could have some glam shots. Maybe they love taking pictures, honey. I don't know. But we're going to go ahead and remove the background. So click on the photo, remove background. I know I want that here. I'm also going to flip it. So flip horizontal. I want her facing inward. We're also going to do this photo, make a little bit bigger. Make sure that when you're doing this chip bag that you're leaving some room on the side, because guess what? You got to glue this together. So remove the background. And we're going to just keep building, right? I'm trying to move a little bit quickly. Yesterday, I showed you how to use what Canva has, a free app called Image Blender. So just like your phone, Canva has apps that'll help you enhance your designs. So we're going to use Image Blender. Once you start using it, it shows on the side already. You don't have to keep going to apps. I got Image Upscaler, type gradient. I'm looking for Image Blender. There it is. So it's already on the side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on linear, and it's got this little anchor. Pull it down. See if it lets you pull it down. If it takes off too much, there is another thing that we could do. Let's do this. Let's see something here. Okay, there we go. Take the strength down. Because I didn't want it to be up to her neck, for goodness sake. There's other ways that we could do this, but this is the quickest and easiest one. Okay. You can also pull this anchor down so we can have more of her, her picture. Pull this down. Okay. Let's do the same, because we don't want choppy, cut up looking. Oh, I didn't save it. Hold on. I keep forgetting that one step. Image Blender. I got too many apps on this thing. These are free. Image Blender. Okay. So I'm going to click here, back here. Take the strength down a little bit so we get more of her. Pull this down. You see, it's got a lot of her body cut off. So pull on these anchors, okay? Once you are done, please click save, and then we got it. You don't want your images chopped off. So as you can see, this photo just chopped off. The Image Blender gives like a little feathered look, a little, you're blending it in, hence Image Blender, right? So we're going to do the same thing with this one. We're going to go linear, and I haven't tried this one. This is like the radio one. It's actually kind of cool. That would actually be a good one to use for Memorial, but I don't want to do that just yet. So we're going to do linear again, take the strength down, and then we're going to pull on this anchor, pull on this. We want to see as much of her as possible. We just want to get rid of that cut line. Okay. Bring it up. I did it again, didn't I? Gotta click save. Gotta click save after you get done maneuvering around in this image blender. Okay, bring the anchor down. Lord Jesus. There we go. Click save. Talking to myself. Yeah, and I didn't hit record. I gotta click on record. Missed most of the daggone. There wasn't much. Okay, it's mainly my introduction, so that's good. If I had to re-record this, I will. Okay, so here we go. Now we got to do these ones. Now I want to make sure we keep her hugging her children, keep the glam photo. We're going to just manipulate these and make sure that we just put them in different spots. Okay. Some of them might even be, we can take the transparency down on them and make her like kind of blend in on the background. That seems to be a common look in Memorial. So it's all in, it's up to you as a designer, and also, you know, maybe the customer doesn't want everything to be blended in. So all I'm doing, I'm removing the background, and then I'm just moving these to where I want them to be. I'm going to add my text to see where I want my text to be. Okay, so I'm going to put this up here. I'm actually going to bring this one forward because I want that one to be on top. We're going to do the image blender on this too. But what I'm going to do is add my text so I can see where I'm going to do my text at. So we're going to call her Edna Peterson. Made up, but that's her name. Okay, of course, I don't like this font. We're going to change that. Yesterday, we did a little build out of the like the stroke and the glow around the text. So we're going to go ahead and change the font. I had a font in mind. It's not quite that. Kind of like that. I kind of want that thick, but cursive text. I'm not going to spend a lot of time searching for it, but I have a specific look I'd like to use. No, we're going to go with this one, Alameda Script. That is one that I did upload. This came from defont.com, and I uploaded it on the Pro account. You can only do that on the Pro, I believe. Okay. So we're going to put that there, and then we're going to also put her dates. And again, she's made up. So let's move that. She's made up. So as you start learning how to do this, how to layer your designs, make sure that you practice and do some designs, and then do a mock-up so that you can put it on your website and show your potential customers what you're capable of doing. Because if you don't, they don't know what you can do. If they don't know what you can do, they don't know that they can reach out to you for a specific service. So I'm going to put May 2nd. We're going to say 1988. They usually do what? Sunrise. We'll put that on top. So we'll do that with some spaces, and then put that she passed, I don't know. We'll say March. I'm just pulling dates out of my brain here. March 2026. Okay, and so, oops, need to lock these backgrounds. I didn't lock that one. So again, sometimes people will play around with the elder folks, but this is just saying, hey, sometimes it's not always the elders. They could be younger. So make sure that you, not that you're it feels so morbid that you're advertising like younger people, and it's not always older people, but that is the reality of our world, right? And so make sure that even if you have to, like I said, use AI to create different aged people and put those as examples on your website. Again, if it's a service that you want to offer, you could do memorial books, the obituaries. We're going to be talking about that in the Creative Vault Elite. You could do fans for the service. You could do bookmarks. We're going to touch on all of that. But you gotta have a variety in there, and so it could be a portfolio to your customers on what genres and like you know what I'm saying, like you can do it doesn't have to be just old people. Okay, so we're gonna put that, make sure it's centered. You're gonna move it and see that pink line that lets me know, the solid pink line lets me know that it's centered. Okay, I might have to adjust it a little bit more once I start layering like the outlines of the text, but I just want to get the text in here so I know how to work my people around it. So we're going to say sunrise. Put that over it and then do another one that says sunset. And I don't know if you can see, I'll zoom in real quick. You could tell that it's aligned when you move it around. There's like a pink dotted line that shows you're aligned with the other text on the other side. So that's really helpful. Okay, make sure it's aligned. And we're going to say sunset. Now we know that we can also put in here like the celebration of life for Miss Pearson. So we're going to say Peterson, I meant. You can say celebration of life. I love this. This is one of my favorite texts, fonts. Celebration. I'm going to do that on a separate line. Copy of life. Oops, life. Okay. So we're going to set this to the side. We're also going to need something to put something on the side, on the flap. So we could say something like, in remembrance of Edna Pearson, or you can also say something even more personal. And like you could really use AI for stuff like that. You could say I am creating a memorial party favor, and I want something to say that is along the path of celebration of life or celebrating or in memory of, but I want it to be a little bit different. And ChatGPT will definitely help you come up with something. I'm going to say celebrating I'm say celebrating Edna. And I'm also going to say something like that, just something different. So celebrating Edna and all of our memories, right? That's something cute and different. It's not really following suit with what everybody else puts. Put something different, stand out. I always say that. Stand out, don't blend in, okay? So again, we're gonna do something with this here now. I'm gonna zoom in so y'all can see. I'm gonna go back to my image blender because I think I want to try that. You could do, I don't know. What do I want to do, y'all? I can even check out the frames. Go to frames and we could find a heart frame maybe. Let's see what the heart frame. Sometimes they do too much. Sometimes it's like they'll cut everything that you want seen off. So let's see here. That's cute. What y'all think? That's cute. Oh, that's cute. I like it. I like it already. I do like that. Because like I said, we're also going to incorporate her other pictures. We don't want to flood it. This is just a chip bag. This is not even the obituary, so we're not going to have a million gazillion photos, right? This is just like the party favor for the repast, you know? So that's her hugging her children. You could do that. That's an option. I might still think about it because it's hard. It's kind of cutting off her hair, and I don't know how I feel about it. So we're gonna align that. We're gonna lock it so that we can maneuver around the other things. Actually, I'm gonna bring it down a little bit. Okay, now lock it because we want to move the other images around, but we are also going to position her forward. Bring this up and we're going to blend, right? So we're going to go to Image Blender. Let's do the other one first before we do that. That way we could do them both at the same time. We're going to bring her forward. And okay. Let's do Image Blender. I don't know why it takes me so long to find it. It's literally just used it. Where is it? I'm probably missing it. Image to frame, gradient. Okay. So we can always go to apps. It's being a donkey today. Image Blender. And it's this one. So we're going to click on linear. Again, bring this down a little bit. Bring this anchor down. See how it's blending in, y'all? We don't want those cut off photos. We want it to be crisp and clean and look like we gave this design some love, right? Okay, let's click on this picture and do the same thing. It's almost like I gotta refresh it. I kind of want to play around with this radio one. I was gonna do that for the picture with her kids. That's actually kind of cool. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay, we're gonna do linear. Take this down. Just move these anchors, y'all. Just move the anchors, bring it down. We don't want to cut off all of it. Okay, you can still kind of see the background of the stairway to heaven. Save. I like it. You can make the pictures a little bit bigger. You just don't want to go off into the back side of it because then when you fold the chip bag, it is going to, her elbow going to be on the back, okay? So now, because I put this wording over here, we're going to put celebration of life. Yes, I already typed that, but I put it on the back. Okay, so now that we got her where we want her at, we can now maneuver the lettering up here. And actually, I'm just going to put it on one line because what we could do is curve it. We're going to curve it. Go ahead and center it. I'm going to get rid of this so y'all can see what we're doing. Center it in the middle. And then we're going to click on effects and then curve. Okay. So even with that curve, we can make the heading a little bit bigger. Take down that curve a little bit more. Okay. All right. Now what we're going to do, I'm not going to put, normally on the chip bags, we'll put like some Doritos, Lay's, and normally we'll put a nutritional fact type thing. I'm not going to do any of that. I'm going to see if I got another picture. I do have another picture. We can use this other picture. I don't want to do any of that stuff. So what we could do, let me know if you're vibing with me. What we could do is actually put a Bible, like an open Bible at the bottom, because we can obviously see she was about the Lord. She was a usher, right? We're writing her story here. And we could put like an open Bible. So instead of putting Doritos and Lay's, we're going to put an open Bible. And we're going to maybe put a scripture. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and remove the background on this one. Now this one, we don't have to do the image blender because it's a full body picture. And she is just loving life right now. Oops, put that back. Again, this feels quite unnatural for some people to do memorial stuff. But when you know that this is a service, people always want shirts. They might want fans. They might want gloves. I've seen white gloves. Like there's so much stuff. I want to get into it. I want to get into it because yeah. You ain't gonna get everything out of me. But there's so many things that people do want when they have when they're celebrating the life of someone that they've lost. So unfortunately it's not something that we feel, I don't want to say not feel comfortable, but it's a part of life. And so make it easier for the family and showing that you can provide the service. So go to elements. We're going to look for an open Bible. See that? And you can choose to use a realistic one. You could do graphics and those give you like, the cartoony type look, or you can go for the photos and remove the background. I'm trying to figure out which one I want to use. Maybe this one. Remove the background. And we'll put this over here where we normally put like the chips. Okay, we could put this down here. I was thinking about something else while I was putting that there. So take down that anchor so that you're getting rid of extra space so you can move your elements around. Let's go to Google and find a scripture, right? Or you can even go to ChatGPT too. So we can go to ChatGPT. That is like my girl right there. ChatGPT. Say we're doing a memorial party favor. Y'all don't come for me. I don't know the Bible inside and out, so don't come for me talking about you should know a scripture. I want to hear all that. Ooh, this says, I am the resurrection and the life. The one who believes in me and will live even though they die. This one is powerful because it reminds people that life doesn't end, it transforms. Yikes. Okay, that's deep. That's a whole deep right there. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil, for you are with me. That's the classic and comforting, familiar. We all know that one. To be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord. That is fitting. Short, strong, and often used in memorials, perfect for smaller favors. So I actually do like that one. So we're gonna copy that along with the book Corinthians, Second Corinthians. Come on back. And I am going to I always just grab one of the texts so I can copy it and transform it like that. Okay. So I know you're like, we can't barely see it, Tracy. What's going on? Okay, we're going to bring this up. And I'm going to pick the font that I want for this first. And then we're going to start adding the depth of layers around the font, like the colors. Okay, so let's pick hold on. Let's pick a suiting font. Corinthians. And if you pick a font that it has like some lowercase letters, you can click on this, no, this one, and it'll put them all in uppercase. Okay. I might want to make it 3 lines. 3 lines. So that we don't have to scrunch it up. It can be viewable, right? So let's do that. We're also going to get rid of the gaps in between the lines, and that is by clicking here to get rid of the line spacing. I'm going to leave a little bit of wiggle room because we're going to build on the colors. So let's go ahead and do that now. We're going to click on our color picker, and then get our eyedropper and see what's, well, first let's start with white. That's what we're going to do. We're going to start with white. Look at that. It already picked it for me. Let's go a little bit. Let's do our white is 6 Fs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then what we're going to do is highlight that. Actually duplicate that. And we're going to give this one a stroke. So you're going to go to Effects, Outline, and then pick a color. So let's go with a lighter color. You're going to take that stroke up. So you go to the thickness. Yesterday I went to about 115. I'm going to go to, let's do 175. Okay. I'm going to bring this up so y'all can see it. 175. Then actually, you know what? I'm going to go 150 on that, or 160. Let's do 150. Because I'm going to do a darker one on the outside of that. So 150. Let me get that color hex code real quick. Let's go back to effects. Get that hex code. Because we got to do this to the other. We got to do this to the other fonts. Or to the other verbiage there. So that one was D57. This is going to help you. 57572 F9. Okay, and that was 150. So this, we're going to duplicate this. And you'll see why I left a little bit of wiggle room between the lines. Duplicate that. We're going to give that one a stroke of a darker purple. And then let's go here. And then we're going to take that up to like oh no, we might even do 200. So now if we do that, let me get that hex code. 5CO 37D. We're going to put that to the back. Position that to the back, backwards, and we're going to bring this lighter one on top. Okay, it's not quite giving what it's supposed to have gave. You can see the darker one just a hint. Just a hint. So that means we could probably take that effect on the light purple down a little bit. So now you can see the darker purple a little bit more. You see that? So I'm going to say 100. Well, let's do even numbers, 100. So that was 100, and the other one was 200. And we're going to leave it at that. I don't even need this one. Yesterday I did too much. I was doing like, what the heck? I was doing like 3 colors. Okay, I'm going to try to grab just these 2 layers. Let's see. No, I grabbed the celebration of life. Let me take that up. I want to grab just these 2 colors. Just these, and I think it's not gonna let me. Okay. I want to group these together. Let's see. There we go. Now I can move this around and move both layers at the same time. Okay, we're going to put this over here. You can even put it kind of up there, whatever. Okay, so this was impact. I'm going to change these, this. Let me see if it'll let me change all of them. We can group it and then change it to impact. It didn't do all of them. Hold on. Let's see. We're going to lock her. We're going to lock this. Not duplicate lock. Okay. Whew. I am not sure if I'm going to get to the chip bag or the water bottle. We'll see. Because I got some things to do. Let's see. We're going to do, if you're coming in and you're just coming in, make sure you say, hey, I don't bite. I don't bite. Ungroup. Let's go look at layers. Show layers. These are all of our layers for this. So we got sunrise, sunset. Let's see if we could select them here and then change them or group them. There we go. See that? And then go to impact, change it, and then capitalize it by clicking here. And you just got to adjust a little bit. So it's on the 2 lines that we had intended for them to be on. And then take it down a little bit. Take it down just a little bit more. And center it. And now we're going to do the same. We're going to duplicate. Okay, set that aside. We're going to do the effects. I almost want to do a purple with a white. We'll see how that looks. I might end up changing this one. So let's do the outline white. Put the white on the inside versus the purple, because the purple on purple ain't doing it for me. We're going to take that up to 200. Then we're going to do this one. Let's duplicate this again just in case. We want to do outline, change the color. We're going to do the dark purple. Maybe the light purple. Light purple, will take that up to 100. We did the second one 100, right? Okay, and so we're gonna put that right there. So that stands out a little bit better. And so I might make the inside, we'll change that color here by just going to the color picker and then choosing the darker purple and putting that on top. So that stands out a little bit better. Do you agree? So the white on the background versus the purple, because over here, I don't know, I just wasn't feeling it. Okay. We're going to do the same with her name. Oops, undo. Let's lock her to lock. Let's group. And so now we got that group together. Now we can do her name. We're going to unlock and do 3 layers. We actually might just do 2. So let's do a stroke around this with all whites. Take it up. And then we're going to change the font color to the dark purple. See that? So it doesn't have to be the exact same on all letters. You can do it. You don't want a, a bunch of different fonts. So I would say max do 2, the very, very max 3, but I would say try to limit your font selection to just 2. We have Alameda Script and we have Impact. Those are our 2. Okay, this is Alameda Script. This is Impact. So we're going to bring this down. I can see that my sunrise, I'm going to ungroup. The sunrise is not centered over the date. Let's see something here. Let's center it over the date. Okay. This is kind of, sort of. Center over the date. And also, I don't know if you can see, but it kind of is also letting you know you're centered with the sunrise. So we're going to do this one. Now, as a friendly reminder, this live is not going to be saved on YouTube past today. It might stay up there for a few hours and you can take a look at it, but it's not going to stay up here past today. This live is actually going to be going to anyone who's in the 3-day party favor challenge or in my mentorship. Okay, and so we're going to go to effects, do the outline. What I did was I actually merged all of those layers. I grouped them together so to make it easier for me to do them all at the same time, not one at a time. We're going to click white as the background, take it to 200. What I should have did was also copied that. So let's undo for a second. Undo. Okay. Let's make a copy of it first. Duplicate, take it over to the side. Now we can do it. Let's click on effects, outline, white, 200. We're going to change the font color to the dark purple and just center that over that. Okay. We are going to do the same thing with this one. I kind of wanted to match this one. because I don't want it to stand alone like that. Let's see. Okay, how many layers do we got? We got one or two. So let's do this. We're gonna do white on the outside as the effect, white. And then I feel like there's a third layer. Is there not? No? Okay, so white on the outside, that's at 200. Then we're going to make a copy of this. Then on this one, we're going to do effects in the lighter purple at about 100. Oh, it's already there. So let's bring this over. Move. It's not moving. There we go. And then we're going to do the fonts here. We're going to take the effect off, no effect. And then just change the font color to the darker purple, just so it'll stand out a little bit more. We're going to highlight the text, purple, and then position it over here. It thinks I'm trying to grab the woman in her usher outfit. There we go. Let me just pull this in a little bit closer and make sure it's aligned. There we go. It's a little bit aligned. Let me see. It's a little bit off. Not centered. I don't like that. Okay. So we are going to lock her here. And highlight that and group it so we can maneuver it by itself. It stands out a little bit better like that. Okay. So that is our first design. Oh, let's move this down. Not that. This one. You see why designers get paid? Because this takes a while. This takes a while. Let us duplicate. I might have to finish this off live, but if you love what you're seeing, please let me know by clicking the heart on YouTube. But I might finish this off live only because I'm running out of time. And then if you wish to have this as like a template for yourself, you can purchase the template. Those on my mentorship will get the template in their dashboard. So I will let you know, post it in my stories when I have it up for purchase if you wish. We will add some more. I'm going to add some doves. I'm just running out of time, y'all. Running out of time. So let's do the effects and the outline. We're going to do white. Take it up to about, I'll say 180 or 175. Let's do 180. And then we're going to change the color here to the purple. And then put it up there. That's how we add depth to and effects to like our text, okay? And so for the border here, we can do a darker purple. We'll grab our square. So go to elements, shapes, square, turn it into a rectangle for this border here. Take it up, 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 up. And we can get our color picker and do the darker purple. We can do our color picker, do this. Oh no, we can just copy and paste. I'm sorry. My brain is on the other things I got to do. Okay. grab this up here. And I try to give y'all this in the designs because I understand that not when people are just starting out, you might not have a crimper. So if you like the crimped look, I don't know where it went to. I just moved it up. I thought, let's look at the layers, see if the layers show where it went. Show layers. Did the crimper disappear? It showed. Oh, no, here it is. Okay, let's drag it up. Here it is. So this can give you the crimped look. And we'll duplicate that, put that on the top. I can teach y'all how to do that too. I'll go a step further and do the doves too, and then I got to get ready to go. So doves, I would go with the realistic one since we did a realistic Bible. Do the photo version and grab whichever doves you find is better. I like this one. So let's take that one, BG remover, and move it certain spots. Okay, I know there's already doves in the memorial, the Stairway to Heaven design. Let's see. Another thing that you can think of when you do memorial is you can ask your customers what was her favorite things to do, right? What did she like to do? And you can incorporate like images of let's just say she liked to crochet. You can put like one of her crochet creations or just like a little ball of yarn. But again, this is also that's also something that you might just want to leave for the obituary and keep the party favor simple. I am going to click on edits and add a shadow so that it stands out, or a glow. Let's see what the glow looks like. The glow makes it stand out. Let's see what the shadow does, or drop shadow. It's not bad. I like the glow. You can change the size of it if you wish. And do something like this. Gives it a little depth. And I would maybe, I don't know if I want to put one in front of her face. This over here is a little bland, a little, needs something else over here. So again, that's why I mentioned if there's something else that the person likes to do, you can incorporate that. We could take this one maybe and remove the background and bring it over here maybe. Again, I don't want to put too much stuff on the side because you still have to glue the side of the party favor, right? So I'm just trying to think if I really want to put it there. We could put it here and then do a glow. Okay. Another thing that you could put here, and again, it's up to the family. Now, I don't want to put like a dove in front of her face, and I don't want to get too close to this edge because you have to put the party favor together. But another thing that you could do to kind of get rid of that space is like glares. They call them glares. Or you can put in like little nicknames. Whatever the family want. Well, let's look up flare. Flare? It's a flare or glare. Let's do elements glare. It's these little things here. Okay. You can put these little things here. And that'll kind of help take up some of that space. You know, it could even look like she's holding it. It could look like it's on her shoe, something like that. And it brings a little pizzazz to the back. You can also put like a background texture, but that's something that I dive into with the elites. Okay. You can put one over here and maybe it's glistening off of her earring. You can take it down a little bit so it's not so, but look at that. That is cute, honey. That is cute. Okay, you can put up a couple more. Can make it glisten off of her earring. Okay, glisten off of her hair. Totally up to you. And the possibilities are endless, okay? So that is the chip bag. I will have to finish this off alive. I really need to be somewhere. So I am going to finish this off live. If you wish to get this design, let me know in the comments and we will get it to you. I'll upload it anyway. So it's something that you can edit yourself and then also showcase to your customers to say, hey, this is now offering. Okay. So I will see y'all. Tomorrow is our last day. We're going to do baby shower. So tomorrow is our last day, but it is at 11 instead of 12. 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time instead of 12. And I will see y'all tomorrow. Okay. Take care.